YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Booba and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are having an incredible day. Now, because you guys have been showing a lot of love on our ranking videos, we're back at it again, and in today's video, we're going to be ranking the best box-to-box center mids in FC24. If you guys do want to see more videos like this on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like, and then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, when making the list, man, for a box-to-box midfielder, I feel like there's some criteria that we have to just go ahead and explain before we jump on over to the list. So when I was making the list, I only included center mids that do have high work rates. If they have high medium or high low, I see them more as like more attacking minded midfielders, or maybe if they have medium high work rates, I see them more as a defensive minded midfielder. So there are a lot of really good players that didn't make the list. Jamal Musiala, Patrick Vieira, Bruno Fernandes. There's just so many good options. I feel like it wouldn't be really fair to compare Patrick Vieira to maybe Jamal Musiala, because Musiala is a more attacking minded midfielder. Vieira is obviously a more defensive minded midfielder. So because of that, I only chose players that do have high work rates. I feel like it's the most effective and the most balanced way to make the list. Now, another thing that I want to go ahead and add is that I didn't include any players that were objectives, any players that you can go ahead and obtain through evolutions, because I feel like that wouldn't be very fair either. As you guys know, a lot of people do struggle to obtain those cards, and a lot of those players you really can't obtain anymore. So we included players that do have high work rates and that you can also go ahead and pick up off of the market. Like I said, a lot of it is personal preference. A lot of it is just like fine margins and what you prefer this year in FC24. Now, kicking off the list at the number 10 spot, we do have the Path to Glory card for De Jong. Now, I do think that De Jong has been a fan favorite this year in FC24. At the start, as you guys know, we did have his Thunderstruck SBC, and that was an upgradable card. So a lot of people did complete the SBC, but unfortunately, he didn't really get the upgrades. But the one thing that I love with De Jong, man, is just how balanced of a center mid he is, man. I think that going forward, he's really good, but defensively, he's even better. And as you guys can see, high work rates, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. He is hooligan with the lowest stat being 89 for shooting. And even the 4 playstyle pluses that he does have are really balanced. He has the technical going forward. He has anticipate for defending. He does also have the incisive pass playstyle plus, which is great for creating chances. The press proven is also really underrated in my opinion. I know that a lot of people really like the press proven, but then a lot of people don't really find it useful. But the left stick dribbling, in my opinion, is just far more effective. And if we go ahead and look at his in-game stats in a bit more detail, we can see that technically he is very good with this 96 passing and 98 dribbling. You can create so many chances with him. You get the defensive cover with the card with this really high defending and physicality and the anticipate playstyle plus. But I feel like going forward, he lacks maybe just a little bit. The attacking positioning is really good. The finishing, shot power, long shots, a little bit inconsistent. But for 400,000 coins, like I said, man, a phenomenal box-to-box center mid, still a fan favorite in FC24 and easily one of the best in the game. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, and taking the number 9 spot, we do have the team of the tournament card for Jude Bellingham. Now, Jude Bellingham, man, a phenomenal player this year in FC24. So many special cards, team of the season, team of the year, team of the tournament. And one thing that I absolutely love with the card is most definitely the physical presence that he brings in the midfield. Now, if you do prefer your smaller, more intricate type of players, I think that Jude Bellingham probably won't be very high on your list. But if you don't mind using players with a bigger build, then I think that Jude Bellingham is easily one of the best midfielders. Now, for me personally, boys, I do prefer midfielders that have a bigger build in game, that have a more physical presence to them. And Jude Bellingham definitely fits that category. High work rates, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot is a bit of an L for the card. But I love the fact that he does have both the finesse shot playstyle plus and then also the anticipate. Very balanced. You get the defensive cover with the card with this 94 defending and 96 physicality. But going forward, man, he is incredible as well. The first touch playstyle plus, very underrated in my opinion. And then he can also bag you a lot of goals, man. The finishing is really nice with the finesse shot playstyle plus. The only thing that he's missing in my opinion is the 5-star weak foot. And the main reason why I didn't put him a little bit higher on the list is the fact that they went ahead and gave him the acrobatic playstyle plus. Now, for me personally, boys, 3 out of the 4 playstyle pluses are really effective. Even the first touch maybe could have been a little bit better. But as you guys can see, he is just a very balanced midfielder. The lowest stat that he does have is 94, and it is spread across 4 different stats. 94 pace, 94 shooting, 94 passing, and 94 defending. Now, despite him having a bigger build in game, they did go ahead and give him 99 dribbling, so he is very smooth on the ball, which is most definitely going to add to his attacking game. And looking at his playstyles in a bit more detail, he has the jockey and intercept, which are 2 really good playstyles for him to have. The technical is really good. Maybe he's missing out on not having the rapid or quick step. And ultimately, the 2 main reasons why he isn't a little bit higher on the list is the fact that they gave him the acrobatic playstyle plus, and then also the fact that he does have 4-star weak foot. But other than that, man, for 500,000 coins, a phenomenal midfielder and definitely a a fan favorite this year in FC24. Taking the number 8 spot on the list, boys, we do have a fan favorite this year in FC24, and personally one of my favorite box-to-box center mids this year is none other than Alexis McAllister. Now, I was lucky enough to pack him on my second account, and let me tell you, man, throughout the year he has just been so effective. I think when he got his team of the season card, a lot of people started to realize just how good of a center mid he is in game. And after his team of the season card, I mean, you could use him in a few evolutions, and then he did get your make your mark, and a 98 rated card for him is honestly unreal. And the one thing that I really like with McAllister is just how balanced of a midfielder he is. And if you do prefer your smaller, more intricate type of players, I think that he's most definitely going to fit your style of play. But yeah, man, high work rates, 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. It would have been really nice to see 5-star skill moves, but 4-star skill moves isn't the end of the world. Now, the 4 playstyle pluses for me personally, boys, are really interesting. He does have the intercept playstyle plus, and as that box-to-box midfielder, I think that it's really important for him to be able to break up the play and advance the ball forward, and I think that McAllister is phenomenal at that. Breaking up the play, advancing the ball forward with the intercept and the ping pass playstyle plus, I mean, I just think that that suits his style of play so well. And then with the press proven and the 99 dribbling, man, you can create so many chances with him. The tiki-taka is a bit of an L in my opinion. Now, instead of the tiki-taka, if they ended up giving him maybe like the anticipate or maybe like a scoring playstyle plus, then I do think he would have been a little bit higher on the list. But again, man, a phenomenal box-to-box midfielder. As you guys can see, very well rounded. The technical side to his game is some of the best in FC24. 97 shooting, 98 passing, and 99 dribbling honestly does not get much better than that. But the one thing that I really like, despite him having a smaller build in game, I think that the physical side is still really good. 95 pace for the card. I mean, for a box-to-box midfielder, that is quite solid. The defending does lack just a little bit. 87 interceptions, 96 defensive awareness, and 96 stand tackle. But with the anchor chem style, I just think that he is such a balanced player in the middle of the pitch. Now, with the anchor chem style, just check out how balanced of a midfielder he is. 99 pace, 97 shooting, 98 passing, 99 dribbling, 96 defending, and 97 physical. And ultimately, that's what you want from a box-to-box midfielder, a player that's really good defensively, a player that is very good going forward, and I think McAllister has all the qualities to make him a phenomenal midfielder in game. I do think that they maybe could have made the card a little bit more OP by giving him something other than the tiki-taka playstyle plus and also 5-star skill moves, but other than that, man, still easily one of the best box-to-box midfielders and one of the few players on the list that still hold their value at 1.3 million coins. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, now this one might be a little bit controversial, and I do apologize if you do just really disagree with me on this one. But taking the number 7 spot, we do have the futties card for PAYAS. Now, I know that she's 99 rated. I know that she is just a phenomenal player in game, but as a box-to-box midfielder, I think that the defensive side to her game does lack quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, man. If you do have her in your starting 11, I don't blame you. She is a phenomenal player in game. Going forward, probably one of the best attackers in FC24. But as that box-to-box midfielder, I do think that it's really important to still have that defensive cover, and I do think that with PAYAS, I mean, it just lacks a little bit. I love the fact that she does have 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, obviously the high work rates. Now, when it comes to her playstyle pluses, she does have the finesse shot, which is really OP going forward. She does also have the ping pass and incisive pass, which is really good for chance creation. And then she does also have the first touch, so she doesn't have any defensive playstyle pluses, which is a bit of an L for the card. And if we go ahead and look at her in-game stats in a bit more detail, we can see that the technical side to her game is just phenomenal. 99 shooting, 99 passing, and 98 dribbling. Like I said, man, it doesn't get much better than that, but the physical side to her game does lack quite a bit. She does only have 85 defending with 71 defensive awareness and 96 stand tackle. The pace is pretty good at 93, and then also 88 physicality. 88 strength, 78 aggression, not great. And because the technical side to her game is so good, I mean, she has to be very high on the list still. Now, she does have the intercept playstyle, which is a pretty good addition for the card, but I mean, as you guys can see with the way that the card is set up, definitely a more attacking minded player. Now, if they would have given her maybe like the anticipate playstyle plus or the intercept playstyle plus with better defending and physicality, then I do think that she would have made a much better box-to-box center mid. But with the way that the card is set up, she is most definitely a lot better going forward than she is defensively, and ultimately that just makes the balance with the card a little bit more uneven. Now, because I don't want the video to be too long, boys, I am going to try to go through the players a little bit more quickly. Now, taking the number 6 spot, we do have the new futties icon card for for David Beckham. Now with David Beckham, I think that he's very similar to the PAYAS situation. Going forward, he's absolutely incredible, but defensively might lack just a little bit. Now I will say that there is a bit more balance with the card, and that's ultimately why we went ahead and put him at the number 6 spot. High work rates, obviously, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. I love the playstyle pluses that the card does have. The 98 pace with the quick step playstyle plus, easily one of the quickest box-to-box center mids. The finesse shot is a great addition for the card as well. And then he does also have the ping pass and incisive pass playstyle pluses for creating a lot of chances. And very similar to PAYAS, I mean, the technical side to his game is some of the best in FC24. The dribbling does lack just a little bit, but the passing is incredible, man. I think that he's easily one of the best passers in FC24. The shooting stats very good as well. And with the David Beckham card, I think that the defending and physicality are actually quite solid as well. I think that you most definitely still get that defensive cover. Now, as that box-to-box center mid, I think that it maybe would have been a little bit more effective to see a defensive playstyle plus. But with this 93 interceptions, 90 defensive awareness, and 91 stand tackle, I think that he can still most definitely get the job done. And then I love the physical side to his game as well. 89 strength and 93 aggression, definitely a physical presence with the card. Now he does have both the intercept and bruiser, and I do think that the bruiser is a little bit underrated. As you guys know, we do need a little bit more physicality in the center of the pitch. And although it isn't anything too crazy with David Beckham, I do still think that you have that with him. Now, one thing that I feel like is a bit of a letdown for the card is the fact that he doesn't have any ball control playstyles, which is a little bit weird from EA. I feel like he most definitely should have at least a few. But the main reason why we went ahead and put him at the number 6 spot is the fact that he is a little bit more balanced than PAYAS in my opinion. I think that the passing in game is some of the best in FC24. You can create so many chances with him. He can also bag you a lot of goals while still providing a little bit of that defensive cover. Alright boys, here we are, the top 5 box-to-box midfielders in FC24, and taking the number 5 spot, we have personally my favorite box-to-box midfielder this year in FC24, Yaya Toure. Now when I saw the Yaya Toure SBC, I just knew that he was going to be an absolute tank in the middle of the pitch. And as you guys know, at the start of the video, I did say that I do prefer my taller, more physical type of center mids, and that's why I think that he just makes such a good midfielder in game. I think that the physical presence that you get with the card is very important. It's so difficult to get around him, especially with the 3 defensive playstyle pluses that he does have. But going forward, he is still very good as well. I love the fact that he does have the incisive pass playstyle plus, but I will say I do think that he is a lot better defensively than he is going forward. But looking at his in-game stats in a bit more detail, man, I think that with the Shadow Chem style, he is just such a balanced player. I love when EA drop a really good SBC, and this is definitely one of the best SBCs we gotten all year. And with the Shadow Chem style, man, I just think that he is a phenomenal player. I think that he's so good going forward while still providing that defensive cover. 99 pace, 93 shooting, 96 passing, 94 dribbling, 97 defending, and 99 physical. And I am also a little bit biased when EA do drop a really good SBC, and this one was one of the best during the futties promo. And I think that is safe to say, man, easily one of the best midfielders this year in FC24 and very deserving of a top 10 spot. Alright boys, taking the number 4 spot, we do have the Path to Glory card for Kamavinga. Now again, maybe a controversial take because he can play the center defensive mid position. He can also play as a left back, but as a box-to-box midfielder, I feel like he is just so effective in game. And like I said, one of the few players on the list that do still hold their value. Kamavinga is still going on the market for roughly 2 million coins, and rightly so, man, because he is just phenomenal in game. Now he does have 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, a bit of an L for the card, but if we go ahead and look at his playstyle pluses and just how well-rounded of a player he is, I mean, I think that he's very deserving of a very high spot. Now very similar to Yaya Toure, I think that the physical presence that you get with the card is absolutely incredible in the middle of the pitch. Now I will say he isn't the tallest of midfielders, but he is still very strong both on and off the ball, and I love the fact that he has both the anticipate and bruiser playstyle pluses. Now the slide tackle playstyle plus, in my personal opinion, is a bit of an L for the card. I think that the intercept would have been a far better option, and then maybe even a scoring playstyle plus. But one of the most OP playstyle pluses for a center mid to have, in my personal opinion, is the long ball pass playstyle plus. And Kamavinga does have it, man, and let me tell you, his passing is some of the best in FC24. Even if you run him at the left back position, those cross diagonals are just so accurate and so effective. And as you guys can see, the lowest stat that he does have is 93 for his shooting and physicality. And I will say, I think that he's a lot better defensively than he is going forward. But I do think that going forward, he is still a very good player. 99 shot power, 98 long shots. He does also have 99 attacking positioning, so those late runs into the box are really effective in my opinion. He picks up really good pocket pockets of space, and I feel like it's very difficult to pick up those runs. Now, the 88 finishing is a little bit inconsistent, but depending on how you want to go ahead and incorporate him in game, you can always go ahead and give him a chem style to help out with that. But other than that, man, a very well-rounded player. The pace is incredible, the passing some of the best in FC24, the dribbling is outstanding as well. Now, looking at his playstyles in a bit more detail, we can obviously see that he is a more defensive-minded midfielder, but he does have a few ball control playstyles. The passing playstyles are really good as well. But ultimately, when you go ahead and pair the physical side to his game with the technical side, a very well-rounded player and the true definition of a box-to-box midfielder. Here we are, boys, down to the wire, our top 3 box-to-box center mids in FC24, and taking the number 3 spot, we do have a fan favorite. It's none other than the new futties icon card for Sawa. Her Team of the Year icon SBC was probably one of the most completed SBCs throughout the year, and now she does have her futties icon card, and let me tell you, at 2 million coins, easily one of the best midfielders in the game. Now, if you do prefer your smaller, more intricate type of players, then I think that Sawa is going to be an incredible option for you. High work rates, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, a lot of balance with her playstyle pluses as well. Going forward, she does have the press proven, which is really effective, especially with her smaller build, and then she does also have the intercept and anticipate, so the defensive cover that you get with the card is really effective. And if we go ahead and look at her in-game stats in a bit more detail, we can see that the card is very well rounded, but the one thing that in my personal opinion lets the card down just a little bit is her physicality. Now, this is obviously a personal preference. As you guys know, I do prefer my taller, more physical type of midfielders, so she doesn't really suit my style of play. But if you do prefer smaller, more intricate type of players, then obviously she's going to be a lot more effective for you. But as you guys can see, the technical side to her game is very effective and very consistent. The defensive side to her game is incredible as well. Now, because her strength and aggression is on the lower side, I think that it's really important to go ahead and upgrade that stat, and ultimately I would go ahead and recommend the Hawk chemistry style. With the Hawk, she's going to get much better strength and aggression. Going forward, she is going to be a lot better in terms of shooting, and then we are also going to be very close to maxing out her pace, and that's ultimately going to make her a lot more balanced. But I do think that the one area that most definitely carries the card is her defending, man. The jockey, intercept, and anticipate playstyles are just so effective for her. She's a very responsive and a very swift player, so like I said, if you do prefer those types of players, I think that Sawa can probably even take the number 1 spot for you. But either way, man, I think that it's safe to say that she is easily one of the balanced box-to-box midfielders in FC24, still going on the market for 2 million coins, and rightly so. Alright, boys, here we are taking the number 2 spot as the second best box-to-box midfielder in FC24. In my personal opinion, we do have Depay. Now, if you told me at the start of FC24 that Rodrigo Depay was going to be one of the most cracked midfielders in FC24, I'd probably say that you were lying. But he is, man. He most definitely is. He is a perfect example of what a 99 rated card should feel like in game. And although he doesn't have the craziest of playstyles, I think that he is just so balanced and so well rounded in game. I love the fact that he does have 5-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot. He is only 5'11", but in game he does have a bit of a bigger build. Now, I love the fact that he does have the technical playstyle plus. I think that as a ball carrier, he is one of the best in FC24. The incisive pass playstyle plus is a really good addition for the card as well, especially in terms of chance creation. As you guys can see, he does have 99 passing and 99 dribbling, so a very swift and a very good passer in game. Now, the relentless playstyle plus is okay if you are maybe like an extra time and you need a little bit more going forward. I think that Depay is definitely a player for that. And then the dead ball playstyle plus is okay. I think that maybe like the finesse shot or the power shot really would have elevated the card. But if you do only have one player with the dead ball playstyle plus in your starting 11, I think that Depay is a fantastic option for that. And as you guys can see, man, just a very well-rounded and a very balanced player in game. Now, when the Path to Glory card was released, I didn't expect him to be as good as he was in game. And ultimately, I think that that's the main reason why so many people have him in their starting 11. 95 pace, 95 shooting. Like I said, very good going forward. Passing and dribbling is some of the best in FC24. I think that the passing is so consistent, and on the ball, he is just so swift. And then you still most definitely get that defensive cover with the 93 defending and 98 physical. Now, he does only have the bruiser playstyle, which is a bit of an L for the card, but because he does have such high physicality, I still think that it's very difficult to get around him and very difficult to get him off of the ball. And I will say, the one thing that I like with the card is kind of like how his playstyles are a little bit spread out. He does have the power shot, which is nice, 3 passing playstyles, he has a defensive playstyle, 2 ball control playstyles, and then also 2 physical playstyles. And I do think that a lot of people would probably have Depay as their best box-to-box midfielder in FC24, but for me personally, I have someone else. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the best box-to-box midfielder in FC24, in my personal opinion, Ruud Gullit. Now, I know that this one might be a little bit controversial as well because he can play the center forward position, he can play the striker position, but the majority of FC24 players and then also FC24 pros do use him as that box-to-box midfielder. As you guys can see, he does have the high work rates, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, and with Ruud Gullit, man, he's Ruud Gullit. I mean, every year in FIFA and FC24, I mean, he just works so well in game, and I feel like with the greats of the game icon card, there's just so much balance with his defending and then also going forward. Now, I do think that 3 out of the 4 playstyle pluses are really effective. I love the finesse shot going forward, the anticipate, the best defensive playstyle plus to have. The ping pass isn't half bad either. I think that you can create a lot of chances with him, especially with his 99 passing. But honestly, man, I just wish that they would have given the card something other than the power header. The power header is a bit of an L. I think that the aerial playstyle plus would have suited the card a lot more, or maybe even like the quick step or the rapid. But obviously, if they would have ended up giving the card one of those playstyle pluses, I think that he maybe just would have been a little bit too good in game. And with the way that the card is set up, if you do want to have a little bit more defensive cover, you can always go ahead and give him either the anchor or the shadow chem style. Now, with the anchor chem style, he does have 99 pace, 94 shooting, 99 passing, 94 dribbling, 96 defending, and 98 physical. And like I said at the start of the video, boys, I do prefer my taller, more physical type of midfielders. And Gullit, man, the physical presence that you get with the card is just insane. I love the fact that there is also a bit of versatility with the card. You can run him at the center forward position, maybe where he like drops back in the 4-4-2, depending on your custom tactics. But the main reason why I think that he is the best box-to-box midfielder in FC24 is just how balanced of a player that he is. And the playstyles are just so evenly spread out. He has a lot of scoring playstyles, a few passing, a few defending, arguably the 2 best defensive playstyles, and then also a few ball control and then 1 physical. Going forward, he is incredible with his really high shooting, passing, and dribbling, while still providing that defensive cover with the anticipate and intercept. If you give him the anchor chem style, man, I just think that he's an absolute tank in game. But yeah, man, that's my list for the top 10 best box-to-box center mids in FC24. If you guys did enjoy today's video, definitely let me know by leaving a like. If you guys do want to see more videos like this on a different position, also let me know in the comment section down below. And also in the comments, definitely let me know your top 5, top 10 best box-to-box midfielders in FC24. I love to read your guys' comments. I love to discuss with you guys, share different ideas, thoughts, and then also just respect everyone's ideas. And then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I've been your boy Booba, and I'll catch you guys in another one very soon. Peace.